Hi, I'm Mike Breetz. My family and I have lived here on Pond Creek for over 40 years. I started with 3 cows that we bought from Ernie Ray. Right, he had them right here on this field. And since then, along with my 3 sons, Dan, Charlie, Frank, and my 1 daughter, Rosie, and my wife, Claire, presently have 60 head of Aberdeen cattle. They're bred to really produce off just grass. And it's really been working for us. I use the practice of artificial insemination. I synchronize the cows. So we've developed our herd into they're quite efficient on just the local forages. On this farm is mainly pasture, although I do like to get first cutting of hay off of it. And here's the other farm over on Mindy and Trace is mainly just hay fields. And I harvest that, bring it here, put it in the hope barn. And this year we're setting up a new feeding area with the help from Conservation District, where they gave us some funds to help pay for the slab, concrete slab. And then since then, I've built a roof over it, the shelter, in the process of putting some handling facilities in there and somewhat of a fence line feeding system where we don't have to open all these gates or get the tractor in there with the animals during the winter. I do fall calving now. I've seemed to work best for us. It's calving season now. We have 16 or 17 calves on the ground with about 3 or 4 due. So we'll have only about 20 calves this year. But these new calves, I've started introducing a little different genetics with some Wagyu, because the price, the Wagyu, everybody seems to want it. So this calves, I've had quite a few, 50% Wagyu. Previously I have some that might go to 3/4, I don't know. I want to see how well they finish. So how I sell these is mainly, so far I've been through word of mouth. I have a website set up. I've done a little bit of marketing with signage and logos and that sort of thing. I had a restaurant that was using my beef, but COVID took them out. People come, it's been mainly repeat, but now I'm starting to get quite a bit more product. So I've got a couple different avenues I'm going to try with some of the local meat shops and whatnot. I've been retired for I think 5 years, and that's when I really started spending more time here and doing a lot of that capital improvement work, the fences and the barns and just the general upkeep. Everybody knows how much time that takes. Well, over 40 years ago, my wife and I bought the old farmhouse up there and redid it. And along with that came 6 acres. That was all we had for many years. And then some of these parcels started coming available across the road, down the road, up on the hill. And at those times I was able to purchase them. So this farm here and the one over on Indian Trace, they're both along the Licking River. I have considerable Licking River frontage, which naturally produces good forages because of the dirt's so good. We do have some hillside here that I rotate in and out. And again, I do the rotation of the pastures. On this farm, we've got 5 different rotation fields that I move them around to, and that's working. I still use a lot of the electric fence and move it around, trying to tweak where it goes. And now that I'm putting in actually working on it today, putting in some waterers, which again, the Conservation District has helped me fund it somewhat, but it helps give me a kickstart to do these things. So once I get these waterers established, I'll center those around my rotational fields. Besides the 2-3 cows that I started with, I've never introduced another outside animal until 2 years ago. I bought a purebred Aberdeen from a guy down in Kentucky, cow, and I brought her up here and I've bred her to the Wagyu, and that's the one bull I'm keeping. So my plan is to use that bull as a cleanup after my AI, anything that doesn't take. Don Sorrell, over the years, has been very fortunate, valuable asset to our community, and that he's very knowledgeable, helping me with the different seeds, the pasture health, and at the beginning I received some beginning farmer funds, which helped. Every little bit helps. But just their programs and their, they're always there to help with your questions, and through that I've gone through several of the University of Kentucky programs, the Master Grazer, the Master Cattleman, things of that nature. And I always like to keep up my quality beef assurance program. We vaccinate yearly. I keep the minerals out. I try to do all the things that they're advised to do to keep a healthy herd. My family has been very supportive during this, and I get a lot of help from them on it. In particular, my one son lives here on the farm, Charlie, and he's very helpful if I go out of town or I go to Florida. He always fills in. Him and his son, my grandson, have taken over the chicken operation and the eggs, and now my grandson, Henry, he collects the eggs and he sells them to all his relatives, and he's starting his own bank account with it. So that's a big part of why I'm doing this and why I want to do it. I want to get all these grandkids involved in the farming. I had, when I was younger in high school, I worked on a farm, and that's really what gave me the interest in this. We did AI back then. Well, it comes as a surprise to be honored by the Conservation District, but as an honor, a surprise, a good surprise. I am trying to do all the right things, keep the natural grass fed, watch what I do with my manure, any pollutant thing from the river I try to stay away from. That's about all.